Good afternoon. This is Mr. Sadler coming to you live from the internet on my phone here. This is MFM2P. This is Monday, October the 25th, 26th, 2015. First of all, my back is 90% fine. Today I'm going to a math conference. I should be back to my regular scheduled lessons starting tomorrow. So for the supply teacher, please play along during the video here. Please hit pause when necessary. To the student, your responsibility is to write down these 4 examples. That's all there is going to be today, and try them out your best. Mrs. Sadler will encourage you to write them down if you are not. Then we're going to have some work to do after that. If I'm going too quickly, someone just raise their hand and the supply teacher will hit pause on the video, or if there's a question. Beyond that, let's get started here. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 questions. This is going to be factoring. I'm going to go through 3 types of factoring that'll be on your questions for today. Question number A is just your difference of squares. Okay, so this will be something like 4x squared minus 49. So what you're going to do is, you're going to think, hopefully, you're going to say, well, the square root of 4x squared is something. Then you're going to say, well, the square root of 49 is something. So I look at this and I say, well, the square root of 4x squared is going to be 2x. Now the reason that came from was the square root of 4 is just going to be 2. The square root of x squared is just going to be x. So 2x, 2 times 2 is 4, x times x is x. X times x is x squared. The square root of 49 is going to be 7. So the way the difference of squares factoring works is that's just going to be 2x plus 7 and 2x minus 7. Oops. And that's that. I want you guys to try one for me right now. We're done here. So I'm going to call this 25x squared minus 121. And you may need your calculator for this, that's okay. Alright, if you can pause the video, please, supply teacher, and give the class 2 minutes to try this. Okay, thank you. If the class said they didn't want to try it on their own and just to show the video, please don't listen to them. So there's the square root of 25x squared. Alright, Jack, can you please tell me what the square root of 25x squared is? Wonderful. 5x. On the next line, Josie, I'm going to write the square root of 121. Josie, what's the square root of 121? Good, 11, because 11 times 11 is in fact 121. So I'm going to write equals, I'm going to write 5x plus 11, 5x minus 11, and that's it. Next is going to be M and A factoring. Okay, and I'm going to do 2 examples here that I'll do, then you guys can try too. So to begin with, the supply teacher was given today a whole bunch of times tables. I've been promising you guys 12 by 12 times tables, and I finally came through when I wasn't here. So if the supply teacher can hit pause in the video and give out those times tables to the class right now, I'd appreciate it. Okay, great. So let's start with letter C here. I'm going to say x squared plus 10x plus 24. Okay, so my multiply is going to be 24. The A is going to be 10. The M comes from this part right here. So this plus 24 is going to be your M. This 10 right there is going to be your A. Now on the right here, I'm just going to write the different ways I can times to get 24. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my times table. I'm just going to pick different spots on it that have 24. Looking at the spots I see is 2 times 12, probably 3 times 8, and 4 times 6. Now the thing is, we have to find a way to add these together to get to be 10. So the problem is 2 times 12 is 14, so that's out. 3 and 8 is 11, so that's out. But 4 and 6 is 10. What that means is, and I'll put this in bold and maybe I'll even underline it if I can. Hey, there we go. that therefore, oh, how do I get rid of that now? 4 and 6 are going to be our numbers. So what I do then is I'm going to say, well, that equals x squared. Oops. Plus 4x plus 6x plus 24. Now if you take a look what I did, now we'll make this yellow. Alright, oops, or not. Oh goodness. Oops, sorry guys. Alright, so what I'm starting to embarrass myself here, so I should stop. Alright, so what I'm saying is this 4x and this 6x is the same as the 4 and the 6 over here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the left-hand side here. I'm going to ask Thomas, what's common between x squared and 4x? What do those both divide by? Okay, good. There's going to be an x. So that equals x bracket, and then x plus 4 is left. Alright, on the right-hand side, Keegan, what's does 6x and 24 both divide by? Okay, good. 2 is right. 3 is right, but the best answer of all is going to be 6. The reason that we want to use 6 is that because you want to have an x plus 4 here and an x plus 4 here. Alright, John, to finish off here, what are my final brackets going to be? Right, x plus 4 and x plus 6, and we're done. Okay? I'd like you guys to try this for me, please, right now. I'll make a new question, so it's going to be x squared. We'll say plus 12x plus 32. Okay, so if the supply teacher could pause in the video, please, and I'd like you guys to try this for me, and I'd appreciate it. I'll leave this here, so if you want to take a look at it, go ahead. Okay, great. So I'm going to multiply to 32 in this case. I'm going to add to get 12. I'm going to look right at all the factors of 32 I can find on the times table. 2 times 16 I don't think is there. Is 3 there? No. 4 times 8. I think that's it. So it looks like to me 4 plus 8 is 12. That's 18. I think this is our only option, folks. Which it is. Okay. Alexandria, can you tell me what to write next, please? Okay, good. I think what you said there was x squared plus 4x plus 8x plus 32. I'm going to highlight this again. Okay, Maddie, can you factor this left-hand side for me, please? Okay, great. Okay, great. And we're done. Alright, I'm going to throw one last curveball on here before we end the day here. This is still M&A factoring, but I'm going to put some negatives in here finally. Okay. Now negatives, do not be frightened of. You guys can do this. Okay, you guys are great factors so far. The only thing you have to remember, and this is, I should write this before I do E. Remember that a negative times a positive is negative. So if your M is negative, one answer must be plus and one be negative. Alright, so what that means is, and I'll show you here in a sec once I get going here, so I'll give you guys a second to write that down. If you need to hit pause, supply teacher, now is a great time, and make sure everyone gets that scribbled. And if Mrs. Sadler just wants to take a quick check to make sure that everyone's got examples A, B, C, and D down, you can hit pause. Okay, great. Let's move on to E then. I'm going to say, whoops, x, whoops, squared plus 2x plus, minus 15. So in this case, I'm going to multiply to get negative 15. I'm going to add to get 2. Alright, so looking at the times table, it looks to me that 3 and 5 are the only different ways I can get 15. But in order to get negative 15, one of those has to be negative. So I have two options. I either have 3 and negative 5, or negative 3 and 5. Now this one, when I add them together, when I do 3 minus 5, it's going to be negative 2, so that's out. I'm going to use 3 and 5, and that's going to be positive 2. This will actually satisfy the m and the a part, so that's the numbers I'm going to use. So going back over here, whoops, I'm going to say equals x squared. Oops, I don't want that yellow yet. Minus, I'll try to go plus 5x minus 3x minus 15. Oh, and once again, I'm just using the 5 and the 3. Now notice what I did here, though, is that I put the negative and the negative together, and I did that for a reason. Okay, so the positive and the positive stayed on one side, and the negative stayed together on the right. Alright, who have I not picked yet? Rachel. If I have x squared and 5x, what do those both divide by? Good. Okay, if you're fading out today's lesson, now's the time to fade in. Both these have a negative in them, so I'm going to take out a negative this time. I'm actually going to take out a negative 3, because 3 and 15 both divide by 3. I'm left with x plus 5. Now you may need to hit pause the video, supply teacher, and help out here, because it's the confusing part. Alright, so just as a check for foiling, negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 5 is going to be negative 15. To finish up, it's going to be x plus 5, x minus 3. Right? Okay, I think I'll stop there. There's lots and lots of practice questions for today for you guys to get practice up. We are going to have a test later on in the week. Just a little quiz, I think, probably about 3 pages. Because I want to get you guys some factoring practice before we actually get to the graphing. Graphing will be what's in our next unit, but I want to make sure, and word problems and all this stuff, but I want to make sure we get the factoring figured out first, okay? Alright, thank you very much for playing along today, guys. There's still lots of work left for you guys today, but I will see you tomorrow, definitely. Okay, bye.